Chris Brown is out here making over $150 million on tour right now, and the judge said, nope, some of that money is not yours anymore. Let me tell you what has been going on. So let's rewind back to December 2020. There's a woman named Maria Avila. She's Chris Brown's housekeeper working at his home in Tarzana, California. Regular day, she's literally just taking out the trash, and out of nowhere, this 200-pound dog, his name is Hades, some kind of a guard dog situation, came at her and just goes off. Not a nip and not a scare. This thing starts tearing chunks of her skin off her face and her arms. She's screaming for help, and according to a lawsuit, Chris Brown came outside and just stand there on his phone. Doesn't call 911 himself and doesn't help her. He just leaves. Now, obviously, that's a side of the story, and Chris Brown has pushed back on the part of that story. In his deposition, he basically said that, listen, I'm not a bad person. I warned her about the dogs being on the property. But here's the thing, the physical damages isn't up for debate. This woman's face is permanently scarred and she got vision loss and nerve damage. She said in the court straight up, I will never be the same again. So in 2021, she sues him, and this thing dragged out for years. We are talking discovery fights, deposition getting pushed back, and at some point, Chris Brown's team says he can't even sit for an in-person deposition because he moved out of California to Nevada. Her lawyer is out here saying nobody even told them he moved. It's back and forth, basically for like 5 good years. Finally, this past June 30th, 2026, it goes to trial. Jury hears everything and came back with a verdict that is not in Chris Brown's favor, and the jury awarded Maria Avila $12.9 million. It doesn't even stop there. Her sister, who was there and watched the whole attack happens, gets awarded $885,000 for the trauma and witnessing it. Even her husband get $50,000. So this is nearly $14 million in total judgment against Chris Brown's company. Now here is where it gets interesting. You would think, okay, the jury has spoken, $13,000, he pays it and everybody moves on. Nope. According to Avila's attorney, her name is Nancy, they reached out to Chris Brown's legal team about the payment and nothing. Radio silence, multiple attempts, but no response whatsoever. Meanwhile, this is the part that gets me. While he's allegedly ignoring a nearly $13 million judgment, he is out on the road trip with Usher on his massive stadium tour. Sold out arena. This tour has already pulled over $150 million at this point. So Avila's lawyer goes back to the judges and say, look, he's not going to pay this voluntarily, but he's actively making money right now. Let's just go for his tour income directly. This week, like literally just a couple of days ago, the judge says yes and granted it. So now by law, a portion of what Chris Brown earns from this tour plus his music royalties is being redirected straight to Maria Avila to pay off this judgment. He reportedly objected to this in court. Judge didn't care and wasn't moved at all. So let's think about this for a second. This man builds an entire tour. He's out here every night performing to thousands of people, cashing checks, and legally some of that check has somebody else's name on it even before it hits the account. Listen, if you're found responsible for permanently disfiguring somebody who is working in your house and the jury backs that up, you have to pay. You don't go silent for a month and make a grieving injured woman's lawyer chase you up and down while you're out here living your best life on stadium tours. That exactly is why the judge had no sympathy when they came for the tour money. He created this situation himself, so he deserves everything that is coming his way. But here is what makes the whole thing even wilder, because the same time this court stuff is happening is the exact same time while the show or the tour is going viral for different reasons. You have probably seen the clips already. Chris Brown brings fans on stage, women to be specific, and do all this crazy stuff with them right on the stage. There's a one point where she puts a woman on all fours and they do this explicit things right in front of his audience. Things that you would not expect to see at a stadium show in front of 35,000 people. This is not a one-time thing either, and it has happened at multiple stops in New York, in Toronto, and in other places. And fans are getting tied on poles, put on beds, and the whole thing, night after night, city after city. And Usher is not exempt from this either. At Nashville, he pulls a woman during his song "Can You Handle It" and start this whole routine with her, and she visibly does not want to be there. Looking uncomfortable and not going along with it, Usher actually stops mid-performance and sends her off the stage. And then This is the funniest part to me. She goes on TMZ afterwards and says she wasn't even there for Asha. She upgraded her ticket to VIP specifically, hoping that Chris Brown would pick her. So you put all of these things together, you've got a tour that is making an absolute insane amount of money every single night. Viral moment after viral moment, controversy after controversy, keeping it in the headlines. And at the exact same time, legally a chunk of that sum of money is required to go straight to a woman he was found responsible for permanently injuring, who he allegedly ignored for over a month. You cannot make this stuff up. The same tour that's out here going viral for how freaky it's getting is now legally funding a nearly $13 million dog attack settlement. So let me know in the comment section, do you think you should have paid the money the second the verdict came out, or this whole thing of coming after Chris Brown's store money is just excessive on her end? Drop your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Love you. Bye.